the things which we are doing right now. But suppose if I just drink the water, okay, then I will say ich habe Wasser getrunken. So this is a bit, since it is the beginning of this participle zwei, so it will be bit difficult for you. But if you see, it is very easy because you only have to conjugate the haben form. Ich habe Wasser getrunken. So what's happening in this is that I have drank a water. I have, how you say it in English? Drink, drunk,
I
drank.
drank a water.
So the second form of verb will come. I drunk water. मैंने पानी पिया, मैंने खाना खाया, मैंने झाड़ू लगाई, मैंने साफ सफाई की, और मैं आगरा गया, मैं कोची फ्लाई किया. ठीक है. So mostly haben will come, and in some cases sein form will come. I will tell you where sein form will come. So sein form will come where there is a change in movement, change in position. Suppose मैं सोया हुआ था, suppose I was sleeping and then I wake up. So there is a change in position. So also if it is something like I was in Delhi, now I am in Agra. If I am in Delhi, now I am in a different place. Suppose I am in Kochi, I am in Visakhapatnam, I am in Shimla. So foreign verb mostly, not mostly, every time whenever you see foreign, so ish, it will be ish bin nach Shimla gefahren, gefahren. Okay. So in some verbs it will be uh, the complete verb which is foreign. Okay, but in some verbs it will be t at the last. Okay, got it? Like suppose this was I have drink water or I have drank water. But if you want to say I have just eat something, so you will say ich habe Pizza gegessen. Okay, so
So it's like past tense form.
it's like participle zwei. Past is different. I ate pizza. Whenever you say I ate pizza about 1 month ago or about 1 year ago, 2 year ago, then it will be past. So if you just did some things, so it is participle zwei.
Perfect. It's like
Perfect. Yeah, it's like perfect. Yeah, similarly as perfect. You can say it is also like the perfect form of verb in German. Okay, how do we say these things? So there are some verbs which I am going to mention. I have a list of these verbs which are in the A1. So you have to remember these verbs. There is no other option. There is no logic which you can follow. If German language says, okay, you have to remember the verb like this, gegessen. So it will always be gegessen. But instead of gegessen, like instead of the subject, if it is ish, instead of ish, if it is do or rz, then the conjugation will change. Like hat pizza gegessen. But it will be gegessen, not anything else. hat pizza gegessen. Always it will be gegessen. Wir haben pizza, or anything else you can say Kuchen gegessen. Suppose we have just now we have ate the cake. We will say wir haben Kuchen gegessen. So what's happening here is, as you can see, gegessen is, wait, it's, sorry, there is a spelling mistake. So as you can see, always the gegessen verb will come in the full form. See, gegessen, gegessen, gegessen. Anybody, it doesn't matter. If you remember that with this verb, haben will come or sein will come. So these, first of all, these two things you have to remember. Secondly, you have to remember whether gegessen will come guest will come, because in some verbs it will be T, some verbs it will be en. So it is a bit, I will not say difficult, because I will make you do a lot of exercises on this, then you will be feeling confident in this. I am sure about this, but since this is the beginning of a second form of verbs, it is going to be taking some time. Okay. So same in if you want to say like I have just drink water. So irrespective of the subject, the verb getrunken will always come. Suppose if he has drink lemonade, how you will frame the sentence? Er hat Limonade getrunken. So there is no changes in getrunken. Okay. Suppose she had drink cola. So we will say sie hat Cola getrunken. So this will be the verb which we are going to use. Suppose we had drink milk. So we will say wir haben. So the change in conjugation will be based on the based on the subject, and the verb which will be changing is haben, not the getrunken part. Getrunken will always be the same. Suppose if it is like wir haben Milch getrunken, it will be getrunken will be same. There will be no changes in getrunken. As you can see, getrunken is the same. Getrunken is again it is same. Always there will be no changes in getrunken. Only the changes are in haben form. Okay. So first you need to remember that if it is getrunken, it should be haben, and secondly you should remember that it will be the verb for trinken will change to getrunken. Only this thing you have to remember. So first, what you have to remember? Haben and then getrunken. Okay. Suppose if I am telling you she had just drink cola. So what should come into your mind? So always remember, if I say you she had just drink cola. Okay. So what should come into your mind if I say translate it into German? What you need to do? You should remember that okay, we had learnt this perfect form. Okay, and the perfect form or the participle zwei form for drinking is, first of all you will say okay. So your mind, your algorithm should work like this, that trinken is the verb for drinking. Okay, then you should so there are two types of participle zwei form of verbs. Either it will be sein or it will be haben. So this thing should come into your mind first of all. So if you don't know whether it is sein or haben, then it is going to be difficult. Plus getrunken should come. So sein form will always come whenever there is a change in movement. So if you are drinking a cola, or if you are drinking something milk or limonade or Apfelsaft or Angelsaft, anything, then is there a change in your position? Change in anything? No. Then sein form will not come. Always it will be haben form which is going to conjugate. Okay. So then haben getrunken will be the verb. So now, as of now, what you need to remember is, if it is trinken, then haben getrunken. If it is eating, then it should be haben gegessen should be there. Got it?
Yes.
Suppose I want to say that they have just eaten their afternoon lunch. Afternoon lunch is Mittagessen. Now frame a sentence. They. What should be the sentence? Can anybody frame a sentence? The sentence is like this. Okay. They have just eaten afternoon or lunch. Actually, lunch itself means that it is eaten in during the afternoon, but just to make it easy for you, because when we frame it in German, it will be like this: Mittagessen. Mittagessen. So what should come? What should come before Mittagessen? What should come after Mittagessen? Can anybody frame a sentence? And you already know that haben gegessen is the form of verb. Then for they, we will always frame the sentence like this. For they,
Wir haben,
ja,
wir haben Mittagessen.
Mittagessen, gegessen. So this thing also, please take note of this, that gegessen will always come at the last of the sentence. Okay, without any changes in the full form. Only the conjugation part will be this. Only conjugation thing you have to do with haben. Okay, not gegessen. Gegessen will always be in the full form. Got it? It is going to be a bit not comfortable for you, but try to learn things. If I am going to say that he had just eaten something, so this is the last chapter of actually A2, but it is very important for you to remember.
A2, A1.
Sorry, A1, last chapter of A1, not A2. It
If
is
last A2, wow. Sachin will
why?
become German.
Yeah. So one more verb is haben geredet. Reden, you understand what is reden? Reden is to talk. Okay. So whenever we say uh, geredet will be they have just spoken, they have just talked to each other. So we will frame the sentence like this: Sie haben geredet. It's as simple as that, because they, we always represent the they form with sie, then haben geredet. Okay, or we can say wir haben geredet. Okay,
Yes, sir.
here the wir is the subject. Haben, we will always conjugate haben based on the subject, and geredet will be the same. There will be no changes in geredet. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
So there are some other verbs like gefunden. So only, it's not actually only, it's a lot of things which you have to remember, but only you have to remember that the verb, it should be gefunden. Okay, so haben, it will be always haben gefunden, because if you are finding something, it is not in the change of position. Okay, you are not sleeping and then you suddenly wake up, you are not waking up and then you are sleeping. Suppose if you are born, okay, so we have anybody seen the Wikipedia of in German, of any person in German? If you
No.
see Wikipedia, it is actually a very legitimate website where you will not, mostly it will be truth. Mostly things are written in as it is. It is not easy to edit Wikipedia because it, some legitimate things should be there. So if you see Wikipedia, and if it is written in German, so suppose we see Wikipedia of Albert Einstein. Okay, so when we see the Wikipedia of Albert Einstein, it is written like, I will show you a Wikipedia in German. So it is always written like this: Albert Einstein ist am. So the date of birth of Albert Einstein is 14th March 1879. So 14. März 1879. geboren. Always in Wikipedia, if any person name is there, then always it will be written like this, geboren. So geboren, it doesn't necessarily means participle zwei doesn't necessarily means the things which are done right now. It can be, see, as you can see, it is 150 years old. Like Albert Einstein was born before 100, before like more than 150 years. Actually, it is 156 years. Then in Wikipedia also it is written like this, geboren. Geboren means he was born, and the helping verb will be ist, not haben. Why? Because he was somewhere else in his mother's womb before this date, okay, and he came out of, or any like any person, if we say the date of birth in German, we always say ist geboren, change in position. So this is the logic behind this. Sorry, we always say it like this. Suppose I want to say my date of birth, I will always say ich bin am 19. August, okay, 1985 geboren. So if you have to say your date of birth, you should always say that ich bin, ist, wir sind am or at this date geboren. Like I was born on 19th August 1985, I will say ich bin am 19. August 1985 geboren. Change in position of somebody is like somebody, he was alive, okay. So if you watch some newspapers and there is an accident or something happened, okay, that person was living before that date and that person is no more. So we will always say ist. Suppose if a date is mentioned like this, Michael Jackson, if you see in the news, if it is written in German, it will be always written like this, like the lady Diana, Princess Diana, anybody, if you see in a German newspaper, it will be always written like this, ist am blah blah date, or like suppose if it is 20 Februar 202 gestorben. So gestorben is change in position. Before the person he was alive, now that person is dead. So if you have to frame some sentences like this, the sentences will be always with sein form, not haben. Is it clear why it is sein, why it is not haben? This is like very extreme example which I am giving. So the in normal cases, the examples can be like this. Suppose if somebody is flying, okay, so if somebody is flying, always the position is from point A to point B. The person is changing his or her position from this point to this point. So we will always use the verb sein gefahren, which means if we have to frame a sentence that she just flied from Delhi to Jaipur. So we have to frame sentence like this: Sie ist nach Jaipur gefahren. Or so actually for flying the verb is gefliegen. Okay, it, not gefliegen, geflogen. Okay, so the verb will be Sie ist nach Jaipur geflogen. Okay, so suppose if she is driving to Jaipur, it will be like this: she just drove towards Jaipur. Okay, and if she is flying to Jaipur, then it will be sie ist, she just flied or fled. How do you say it in English? I'm very bad in like this second forms or third forms of English, but it should be she just fled towards Jaipur. So this will be the sentence in German if you have to frame. Okay, so there are all these verbs. I have a list of all these verbs which you can use. So with getrunken, I have already explained getrunken. Getrunken will be if somebody is wait, if somebody is drinking, it will be getrunken. Somebody is eating, just ate something, it will be gegessen. Somebody had just drunk or drank something, it will be getrunken. Geredet, I already explained. Gefunden, with gefunden always it will be hat or haben gefunden. Okay, are you able to see the verbs which are written here on the left side?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Hat getroffen, it will be haben getroffen. So these are the list of verbs which you should remember. Hat gesucht, hat gelesen, okay, hat geschickt, okay, hat geschickt. Common, so common always it will be sein. Why? Somebody was at point A, now he is coming to point B, it will be common, okay. And kennenlernen we means to get to know each other, to introduce to each other. So it will be hat kennengelernt. So if it is a Trenva verb, only the second form of verb will change. Wir haben uns kennengelernt, which means we were at Paris. We have met a lot of people, many new people. We have get to know each other. Then we will say the verb like this: wir haben uns kennengelernt. Okay, and geflogen, I already discussed it. It will be sein geflogen, which means ich bin geflogen, du bist geflogen, es, sie ist geflogen, wir sind geflogen, ihr seid geflogen. Okay, sie sind geflogen and sie sind geflogen. Okay. Geblieben also, it should be always sein geblieben. Okay. So there is actually a complete list of these verbs. Arbeiten, it will be not arbeiten, not gearbeiten, it will be gearbeitet. So as you can see, there is in some verbs it is T, some verbs it is en, and some verbs again it is T. So you should know, you cannot do it like this. Okay, for me, okay, see, for me, if I am saying arbeiten, for me it's easy to say arbeiten. No, you cannot do it like this. It is already written, the German language, much before than we were born, and there is no changes in this. Okay, so we have to learn it the same way it was written. You cannot customize the language as per your own comfort or need. You have to remember it like this. Okay, gesehen also it should be hat gesehen. Okay, geschrieben. So normally the sentence, the present tense sentence, it was like this: schreiben. If I am writing something, but if I had written something, suppose if I had written some book, I had written something, it will not be geschrieben, it will be geschrieben. As you can see the difference, schreiben turns into geschrieben. Okay, fahren, already it is discussed, it will be sein gefahren. Okay, which means the verb sein will be conjugated, not the verb gefahren, and gefahren it will be like this. So there is again a list of other verbs. There is a complete list of verbs, and it is not necessary only these verbs will come in. You should always, I always say that please refer to A1 glossar, and there is a book, complete book of A1, which in I'm actually discussing the grammar of that book, the last chapter of this A1 book. All these verbs which I could find in this book are in front of your screen. Okay, please take note of these verbs. It is not easy for me because I'm doing this since long time, and I have made a list of all these verbs. Hat gesagt sagen is to say, then it will not be hat gesagt. No, it will be hat gesagt, hat gefragt. And see, geboren verbs came here actually. Suppose somebody is born at some date, you should always say er ist am 18. April 1985 geboren. So always ist or sein will come. Aufwachen, somebody is sleeping and somebody has just changed their position. He or she was sleeping. Now they have just wake up at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning. Then the verb sein will be used, because before this timing, before this time when they wake up, like suppose the timing is 6 o'clock in the morning, which never happens. So suppose the timing is 6 o'clock, and at 5 o'clock or at 5:55 that person was sleeping, and at 6:05 or 6:10 that person is just wake up, then we will always say sein aufgewacht. Suppose I have to make a sentence like this: I wake up at 6 o'clock today. So I will make a sentence like ich bin 6 Uhr aufgewacht. Okay. So the sentence will be like this: he wake up at 7 o'clock. I will say er ist 7 Uhr aufgewacht. Okay. She waked up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I will say sie ist 5 Uhr aufgewacht. So if you remember that aufwachen is to wake up, and somebody wake up at this time or that time, we will always say the verb aufgewacht. Okay. And suppose I want to say we all wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning, we will say wir sind 10 Uhr aufgewacht. Okay. So these are the participle II form of verbs. Okay. I will share with you the other verbs which are also part of this A1 participle II forms. Okay. Either in your WhatsApp group or in the description. So in continuation of these participle II verbs, there are some exceptions. There are some unspoken rules about these verbs, which are like these. Whenever there is spielen, it will be, of course, it will be gespielt. There might be some confusion. Okay, if you're trying to frame these sentences for the first time, you might think, okay, it can be gespielen, but it definitely you should remember it will be gespielt, not gespollen or gespielen, not like this. If it is gespielt, always use the verb gespielt. And then kaufen always it will be gekauft, lernen it will be gelernt, arbeiten. Since there are some rules, there are some special cases where the verbs ending with ieren, some verbs are there which are ending with ieren. Don't take ge. There is no ge before these verbs. Okay, so I will give you some examples about these verbs. Like if you see a verb like this, studieren, so it will not be gay. Gay will not be in the picture. So it will be studiert, not Suppose I studied German. Okay, then I will say ich habe Deutsch gestudiert. So ge will not come, of course. Then it will be studiert. Ich habe Deutsch studiert. Okay. Again, probieren also it is a verb. Probieren means to try. Probieren means to try. Suppose if you I have seen this in some movies, like they say probiert mal. So it will be probiert. It is actually imperative, but also if you see it in terms of participle why, it will be probiert. So it will be no gay. Gay will not come in this case. Okay. Again, if you see, there are some other verbs. I'm going to give you some examples. Actually, I have a list of these verbs, and I'm going to put these verbs in front of you. So these are some verbs which some of them I already discussed. Some of verbs are there, like telephonieren. It will be telephoniert. Reparieren, if you are repairing a radio, if you are repairing a Bluetooth device or anything, then it will be repariert. There will be no gay. Gay will not be present in these cases. Okay. So probiert mal, which means just try it once. Okay. And probieren, it will be, I will write it, will become like to try. Some cases, some movies or some videos, you will find probiert mal, which means try it once. Okay. So also there are some trend-bar verbs. So in these trend-bar verbs, it will be like this. The example which I'm going to tell you is like these. So these are some of the trend-bar verbs: aufmachen, anrufen, einkaufen, mitkommen, vorbereiten. In these cases, except for there will be always ge. Suppose aufmachen will become aufgemacht, anrufen will become angerufen. Okay, there will be no T in anrufen. Einkaufen will become eingekauft. Mitkommen will become mitgekommen. So there are some trend-bar verbs. Actually, there are a lot of trend-bar verbs, but these examples are some. With the help of these examples, what I'm trying to say is, whenever you say auf, whenever you say ein,
Sir,
whenever you
ausgehen,
say, sorry,
ausgehen.
ausgehen, yeah, of course, ausgehen, ausgegangen. So gehen will
Yeah,
actually become gegangen. See,
yeah.
gehen will become gegangen. Okay, so it's not a irregular verb, but in the terms of participle zwei, gehen will become gegangen. So if it is eingehen, it will be eingehen, it will become eingegangen. Okay, eingegangen. If it is ausgehen, it will be ausgegangen, ausgegangen. Okay, and same way, if it is auf, ein, except for, actually for, it should not be written here. It is actually not a trend-bar verb, but I don't know why these two.
Aufstehen, sir, aufstehen.
Yeah, ausgehen, it is, I've already mentioned this. Ausgehen will become ausgegangen, as you can see here. It will be ausgegangen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you see any trend-bar verbs, like if they are starting with auf, ein, an, aus, and also abfahren, which means we have already discussed this when we were discussing the trend-bar verbs. Abfahren means to depart, the train, the flight, anything, if it is abfahren. So if we know for fahren, it is the participle zwei, it is bin or sein gefahren, then it will be for abfahren also, it will be same. It will be abgefahren. There will be no changes. Okay, so if you should know for fahren, if it is gefahren, Then for abfahren or any fahren, it will be actually gefahren itself. There will be no changes. So is it clear that whenever the verb is ending with IERT or IEREN, as you can see, it will become IERT. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So is it clear that if any verb is trennbar verb and the participle zwei of that verb will be the first part of the verb will come, then ge will come, and there will be some changes in the second part of the verb. Either there will be en, either there will be t, either as discussed en, t, or en. So this you have to memorize, you have to practice a lot, and then it will be easy for you after doing some exercises. Okay. So there are some actually there is a logic which is given here, which I am going to tell you in front of you. I am going to write this on a notebook, this whiteboard. If the prefix is something like fair, okay, or bay, if, so I am going to remove this so that you see it. Okay. So if the prefix is fair or bay or something like ant, then also there will be no gay. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to give you some examples with these fair, bay, or ant. So these are some examples. Also, if the prefix is er, so there are some verbs like erklären, erzählen. Erklären is to clarify something. Erzählen is to explain something. Okay, then also there will be no gay. So the examples are these: besuchen, which we already know, which means to visit. It will be besucht. Bekommen means to receive anything. It will be bekommen, will be bekommen. Verkaufen, if we want to sell something, it will be uh, verkauft. Okay, so there will be no gay, there will be no changes. If it is erklären, it will be erklärt. Okay, if it is entdecken means to discover something. Suppose who discovered the this Christopher Columbus. Columbus discovered something. Okay, so always we will use the verb entdecken to discover. Zerstören is to disturb or to damage or something. Always look for dig.cc. But if it is ser, the beginning is ser. Also, there will be no gay, as you can see is in these examples. Okay, so please be very careful. If the prefix is fair or bay or ant or air or sar, there will be no gay. Okay.
Sir, there stored means, sir. There stored means
Zerstören means to disturb.
disturb. Okay.
Yeah, zerstören means to खंडित कर देना. किसी कोई पत्रकार है, if somebody is a reporter and he is or she is speaking against the government, then the government will zerstör. Zerstören means to damage. Okay. Is it clear till now?
Yeah.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So these are some of the changes if you're going to see, and there are some modal verbs also. There are some changes in the modal verbs. Actually, this is not part of A1, but since we are talking about participle zwei, so some modal verbs also will be changed. Like dürfen will become gedurft, können will become gekonnt, mögen will become gemocht, müssen will become gemusst, sollen will become gesollt, and wollen will become gewollt. I am repeating myself. This is not a part of A1. don't stress yourself about this. And also, I am teaching till B1. I have very rarely seen these kind of sentences in any book or anywhere. But since we are talking about participles, that's why I'm mentioning these modal verbs. So you should know this, but not remember this. Okay. So there are some changes in verbs. Like some verbs are there which are like these, which I'm going to write here in the whiteboard. Bringen will become gebracht, denken will become gedacht, kennen will become gekant, nennen will become genannt, rennen will become gerant, and wissen will become gewusst. So mostly commonly used verb is gewusst, which means
To know.
anybody knows about something, then they will say ich habe gewusst. मुझे पता था. I knew already that you were cheating on me. Something like this.
I know already.
Yeah. And rennen gerant, nennen genannt. Nennen means to name somebody or to if nennen basically nennen is name actually, and nennen itself to name somebody if a reporter is not speaking names, then er hat nicht genannt, he is not taking names, anything like this. Canon means to know, but canon is mostly used in the verbs, in the positions where a person knows another person, okay, then it is canon. But if you know some information, if you know something, then it is wissen. Denken means to think. I thought already. If you want to say, I thought about this, I thought about that, then it will be gedacht. Always, I have listened to these verbs, gedacht, gewusst, and gebracht. Also, it is most commonly used. Bringen, gebracht. Please remember this. So there was a party going on in a friend's place. Somebody was bringing cakes. Somebody was bringing cold drinks. Somebody cold drinks or some drinks also. Somebody was bringing some balloons, decorative items. Then now everybody has brought something. Then we will say er hat Kuchen gebracht. Er hat die Getränke gebracht. Sie hat die Gemüse gebracht. Somebody has brought something. Always it will be bringen will be gebracht. Okay, so these are some of the verbs which you should remember. Apart from these verbs which are already they were discussed, but I am writing them again since they are all having en at the end. So this is more structured way of learning these participles. Why? Because gehen, gegangen, kommen, gekommen, sehen, gesehen, essen, gegessen, trinken, getrunken. So trinken will become getrunken. Okay, so please be careful. And gehen also gegangen. Be careful. Schreiben became geschrieben. So there is change in ei changing to ie. Expression will become gesprochen. Okay. Finden will become gefunden. Bleiben will become geblieben. Nehmen will become genommen, which we already did in the exercise. Lesen, gelesen, fahren, gefahren. Okay. And also schlafen, geschlafen, singen,
Geschlafen.
gesungen. Yeah. So this is the way which we were actually when we were studying, we were also remembering these verbs by saying, by writing. It is if you say like we used to learn some pahade, pahada, you know, एक कम
Yes.
एक दो दूनी चार तीन तीन छः तीन दूनी छः like this. You have to remember these verbs like this: fahren, gefahren, schlafen, geschlafen, singen, gesungen, helfen, geholfen. So it will be easy for you. Please write these verbs or memorize these verbs. These verbs are very important. Okay. So if the verb, we say it normally, if the verb is weak, then T will come. If the verb is strong, then there is some changes in the stem, then en will come, like in these verbs, they are the strong verbs. Then en is coming, but there is some changes in the verbs. Okay. Finden will become gefunden. But once you start framing sentences, once you do the exercise, it is going to be easy for you. Okay. So this was all about participle II. Okay. Anything else, if there are some other changes, other rules, I'm going to explain them later, and also I'm going to share some exercises with you